very good afternoon, dear team. This is Priya. I'm working as a client relationship manager in SSYD. And thank you so much for taking time to join us, Mr. Ranu Singh. And I'm so excited to host this one-on-one discussion organized by Academy Social Franchising. So I'm here with my team members, Sagar as a backend manager, Hannah Chris as a client relationship manager, and myself, Priya. So I are thrilled to have this opportunity to learn more from your experiences as a menstrual educator at PF and an ambassador at the PAC project. So your work in Bihar, India as an artist, activist, and educator is truly inspiring us. We are eager to hear more about your journey and the incredible impact you are making in the field of menstrual education and awareness. And the purpose of today's session is to learn more about your role and both personally and professionally and to explore potential collaborations in areas where we have shared interests. Okay, so we are particularly excited about to hear about your journey as well.
Thank you so much for such a nice intro and beautiful words.
So coming to the personal and your professional journey, so can you share with us how your journey as a menstrual educator and activist began? What inspired you to pursue this path?
Sure. I think there is not one line answer for this, but I think obviously there is a passion for social sector and especially making a difference in my community, whether I live in, and what the problems I have been going through and seen that how our community is lacking in getting access of clean water or accessibility to right education and other basic things. So when I was growing up, I belong to a very small village, and myself also grown in a poverty, and I think that is one major reason behind all these things. And even in my childhood, I wanted to do something, not just for myself, but also the community I live in. So might later that children like me not have to suffer such situations. And then when I grown up, I go into my college and then connected with lots of people, organization, and individuals like you. So then I find some opportunity that why don't I should take some initiatives and start working as my capacity. Then I connected with some local NGOs and some international, and then I started growing up and taking courage to do something myself. That's how it's begun. But I think still we have a long journey to go. That's I'm trying, especially in Bihar, because most of the people are still living in poverty.
Yes.
Really, there is a lack of quality education, hygiene, clean water, and I think the politics is also one big reason behind it, because the politics in Bihar is very different rather than other states. So we wish to see a great leader who can really make a difference, not just on paper, but on ground. But still, it's not that much implemented on the ground. When I talk to many of government employees, female employees, they don't even know it exists. I have been covered more than 100 schools, both private and government, but I never seen a vending machine, posable machine or something like that. And I think that's what we are trying to do, like many individual and non-profit who are taking courage to make a difference on ground, not just on paper, because we have lots of laws and policies, but when we go to ground, we see a really different image of our society. So there is what I find that I have to do something. Why don't we give something to that community back? And that is what we are trying.
That's a good thought, actually.
That's really thoughtful, very thoughtful. I can see a future leader in you in Bihar, Maybe you will create a revolution in Bihar in future coming days ahead. I wish you all the success. Coming to the challenges, what are some of the most significant challenges you faced while advocating for menstrual education in Bihar in India? So how have you overcome these challenges?
Before I talk about challenges, let me tell you how I started on working on menstrual hygiene and all the things. Because people usually wonder why male is working on menstrual.
Yes, exactly.
People usually think this is only a woman's issue or topic or rights. But when we talk about the impact and situation, how it created in family and communities, it's not just related to women, but I think it's connected with the whole family and whole community, not just a woman's right. It's a woman, because if my sister or mother is not well, not able to manage their livelihood better, we can't imagine a healthy and good family. So it's really interconnected. So when I was in college, I did my bachelor in psychology, and there are lots of chapters related to mental health, biological and physical health. There I got a chance to learn more about physical changes in body, biological changes, and menstruation was one topic. So I did lots of research, connected with lots of people, and also some of fellows who work in this field. Then I got to know that what is the real problem, how much lack of accessibility and knowledge. But when I started seeing that people are not going to accept it because it's totally against them, either society or family. But I was believing myself and my work. I have to do it no matter what. Then I started doing, I remember when I was doing my first campaign, it was in October 2021. And it was the first time anything was happening on totally street. And we were campaigning with posters and all the period stuff, products on the main street of my city. Connected with hundreds of youths who were living in a hostel or college residential. So they were coming up, they were totally shocked that how someone can display those things and talk about this. We both have experienced good and bad, but it was a great major lightning for us that we should talk about it. Right. People need to see what is happening and why we need to talk more about these things. And then the challenge began. Then getting into colleges or schools, still sometimes it takes more than a month just to take permission for a workshop on patient. Okay, they are going to talk about something related to body and all the things that should we allow and not. And then they realize that, okay, a male going to talk about it? How is possible? We can't allow this. So there are lots of problems.
Challenges, right.
We have the stigma that only women or girl need to talk about it or get educated. So that is one reality. And when we go to communities, mostly girls or women start hesitating in the early days that how we can talk to a male about our bodies or our problems. So they keep secrets, because that's what we do in our family. We don't talk about things to our brother, husbands, or father. But that is what we need to change. We need to ask male also that this is very common, every girl. And
it's a natural phenomena.
Yeah, and that is how you exist. If a woman don't menstruate, no human being going to come out in this.
Yes.
So we need to educate in a right way rather than creating stigma, shame. So that was one major challenge, and there are lots still we are going through, lack of policies and lack of structure, and how much it takes to just conduct a workshop or go to a community, and the lack of resources. So that is what I think, that we can make some special funding or scheme that people or organizations who are working on this sector, they can get some other funds and resources. And also there are lots of taxes on menstrual product. If you see, like even sanitary pad, I think directly there is no tax, but indirectly there is 28% tax on cotton that's used in menstrual pads. So directly, indirectly, there are lots of taxes. So if we can cut those taxes, menstrual product can go more cheaper and more accessible and very cost effective to rural areas people. So it can help them.
Nice. That's really interesting.
So first we need to get right information, awareness. When a doctor or gynecologist publicly talk about those things and suggest those things to women and girls, then it could be better. And also when we normalize, talk about it and showcase of such things. So that is one major issue.
It's really nice and very interesting to take such an initiative.
Okay, so coming to your specific roles and responsibilities as a leadership to at period, right? So could you elaborate on your responsibilities as the president of period at Bihar? So how do you lead and manage initiatives to promote menstrual education?
Sure. So as I said, I started in October 2021. So we have started a chapter of Period. So Period is basically a non-profit organization based in USA, and it has chapter across the world. Then I applied and started working. We get resources, materials that what we need to make in our workshop, what to add, what to talk about, how to make people aware more about this. So my role as a president is mainly to take care of everything happening under period, like taking responsibility to manage volunteer, give them training how to interact with kids or women or girl. So we give them first aid training, how to talk about period first of all, and first to get right knowledge yourself before going to talk about to others and make them aware. First make sure you know the right things and you know how to talk, how to interact. So after that we take them to a workshop in school or somewhere, and then along with me they talk to those students and they answer their questions or what comes in their minds. Because before getting to educate others, we need to accept that we also lack at many places, and first we need to train ourselves, get right education. So we need to make implementation on our education system, better policies, and including sex ed in our syllabus. Because if the student don't get in right way, they get it through they will go through.
As an ambassador for the PAD project. So what has been the most rewarding aspect of this role as you are?
So I think it's been 2 years since I am ambassador with the PAD project. And at PAD project, we basically work on implementing the ground realities of changes. As you know, the PAD project has so much impact providing free pads and education around the world. So we have done some screening of period end of sentence, if you know. It's a short documentary which won Oscar in 2009. And then after it, the PAD project come into life more, and people are more aware of this initiative. So under that, we go to communities and we try to make them aware that why we need to take better hygiene and maintain it, and why we need to use better cloth pad or sanitary pad, how to disposal, how to take care of your diet and health, all the things. So basically in 2 years I have been done many screening around some school, colleges, even public screening we have done in cafes or public places. You can see that it really made on the ground, that it was shot in somewhere near Delhi and Haryana, and it covered totally a true and real stories. There is no limelight and all. So you can very relate with what the situation in our community and country, and how men started manufacturing pads and empowered community to come join the journey, and then how their small initiative made a big change. So that inspires us that why we need to take a step to make a difference. And then that's how we showcase to community, and then what you can learn from those story and why we need to take care of menstrual hygiene, better diet, awareness at all. So yeah.
Nice. Nice. That's really great. So what are your future goals for period at Bihar, and your initiatives? How do you envision expanding your impact in the next 5 years?
So as I told earlier, that period is an international organization, but we are facing some
Challenges
when we work on ground, because people only recognize government in organization or some things. So period does not have any offline or any office in India, and
Exactly.
we don't get any funding directly.
Yeah.
We get resources, materials due to some issues, and they cannot ship us from USA to India because it's gonna cost so much for the product and also tax and all. So I'm planning to set up something local here, maybe my own organization here. I will register, and because there are lots of lack of policies and things, and when you go to government to talk about things, first you have a good representation, local representation connection. So that is required, and that is what I'm trying to make, that have a local organization or something like that, and then connect with local organization, people, collaboration, and then go to government with the data and the stats that these are the issues which are happening in our country or nation, and then we have what the problems, what the solution. So that is what I'm thinking, because we have a long way to go, especially sector, and there are lots of problems. So if we really want to make change, we have to start from the very beginning, the root cause of the problem.
Exactly.
So yeah, that is my plan, and I want in next 5 years to at least make some good progress, make people comfortable, open to talk about periods, and have access all around the nation, more accessible. So let's see what I can do the best.
That's really impressive. So I really wish you very all the best for your future goals. And coming to the collaboration and growth, how do you see the opportunity of collaborating with the organization like ESTAH Society, We Heal Earth Initiative? In what ways would you contribute, like as a mentor, knowledge partner, or a future social franchisor or a franchises?
Yeah, sure. As we are talking about collaboration and all, so because you all are also working so well in many sectors, including climate change and environment, which is one major part in our work. Because when we talk about a change, we always talk about how we are affecting our environment and climate, because every single pad which is one time usable is going to land somewhere, and it's gonna last for millions of years or hundreds of years. So we need to take responsibility to make the least of possible of waste, and how we can make the best out of it. So going sustainable is one best option. We can choose like sustainable products and alternatives. So that is, I see possibilities. We can collaborate in something like climate change or environment, because we also educate them to choose sustainable products, menstrual cup or biodegradable pads or cloth pads. So we will see where we can collaborate.
Exactly.
And we can really work together and make a difference.
Right. Thank you so much for your kind words. So what is one key message would you like to share with our audience about the importance of menstrual education and advocacy?
One message would be that first of all, get yourself educated before anything. Make sure you have the right knowledge. Check what is happening in the country, what the data source. So that one thing. And next is contribute to society. When you are educated, make sure you educate back to the society. Make sure that people around you are having better knowledge and accessibility of menstrual products and menstrual equity, because we can't see our communities to laying down and we are not doing anything for them. So that is one major message to bring the change, and it will start from every single individual.
Right, that's really great. So how can people get involved in supporting your work or similar initiatives? So what steps can they take to contribute to the cause?
Sure, there are lots of ways. It doesn't require you to do something big or connect with someone. You can do it yourself. As I said, first get educated and then try to educate people around you. Like go to a slum and see what is happening. If people are having access to a sanitary pad, they know about it or not. You can simply just see and then make a basic data, and then you can do some research. You can reach out to people, organizations who are working on menstrual equity and all, and then you can take advantage. Maybe you can get lots of resources, and you can help those people to get. You can just be a dot between connection, the gap. Yeah, that is one way, and maybe they can start something their own in future. So do volunteer, try connecting with other organizations. If not in your city, you can try internationally or other state, and you can see, get inspired from their work, and you can also always reach out for help, and people can connect with period, and we will love to have them as volunteer, and possible support you will always be there.
Great. And with this, we have come to an end of this session. So I really want to extend my heartfelt thanks for taking time to connect with us on this one-on-one session. Your insights, experiences, and thoughtful reflections were incredibly valuable. And I truly appreciate your willingness to share your journey with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My pleasure to be here. And
Thank you.
You also, Anna, for giving me this opportunity to talk about this thing. Because
Right.
idea must be shared, because maybe what we see, a little things, can be a big inspiration for someone. I look forward to the future opportunities, and I
Great.
look to stay connected and work together in future.